Alrighty, I think I've got everything set up the way I want it. More or less, anyway. Who knows? We'll see. Oh boy, it's been a week, y'all. It's been a week. But you know what? We're just gonna be. I'm just going into my happy place. We're gonna play some Elden. I forgot to turn the mobile platform on. Hang on. Oh my god. Your boy's really tired. I did my usual, try to take a nap and all that before I came on, but I don't think it ended up well for me. It might have ended up just fine. Alright, we're just gonna play. What's up, everybody? This is Bite. Welcome to Elden. And, I've decided, in the interest of just kind of chilling, I'm just gonna go grab more. I'm just gonna grab more seeds. Or, more Shadow Tree stuff. You know what I mean. That's just what we're gonna do. Yeah, no, your boy's been kind of busy this week, actually. I went and had a few job interviews. I'm trying to get myself well and truly out of the coffee house, because that would be great. That would, I'm not even calling it any other way. That would just be awesome if I could do that. And the interviews that I had this week seem promising, so yeah, we'll see where we end up. But until then, whew, week's been exhausting. Because, like I said, my job kind of makes me really tired in all kinds of different ways. I'm gonna have to ask you to, Bloodletter Beast to just chill. This is meant to be Elden chill, man. We ain't dealing with no... Oh, wait, I won't. It may also help if I take the correct route to where I wanted to go. And instead I just, sort of didn't. I was supposed to take the high road up, not the low road. But it is what it is, you know. But yeah. Your boy was busy this week. And I hope something comes of it. I really do. That would be great. What's also great is the fact that every time I play Elden Ring, I just sort of chill out. I don't know why, what it is about this game, but I think it may... okay. I'm gonna yap about something real quick. But one of my friends really enjoys playing Skyrim, and it's a game that he always goes back to. Like, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what the time of year or whatever, my buddy always goes back to Skyrim. And to me, Elden Ring is that game. It's my Skyrim. Now that y'all have some context about what I'm yammering on about. This funny little game is my Skyrim. Alright, now here's the real question. Did I in fact get Margit's Shackle? Because there's a funny little thing you can do here in the Shadow Realm that I guess I want to show off. I want to know if they patched it out, though. But it involves Margit's Shackle. And it's pretty interesting. Because what it is that in this area, Spirit Springs, which normally you use to jump up and down from cliff sides and stuff, some of them are blocked off. I'm actually going to wait till daytime so I can see... excuse me for the big yawn. But, yeah, normally Spirit Springs are blocked off, but the funny thing is that if you go to a Spirit Spring, one of these locked Spirit Springs, and you use Margit's Shackle kind of in its general vicinity, what'll happen is you will end up in a situation where you are unlocking the spirit spring without needing to find the spirit cairn required. So you're able to skip whole sections of the map without fighting any bosses or fighting anything, really. It's pretty great. Let me see if I can find one to demonstrate this on. And by that I mean I know exactly where one is that I can do this to. I yawn a lot, I apologize. Okay, let's see. Where is... I thought there was a spot around here that would let me do some jumping, but I guess I'm just looking in the wrong spot. Oh no, wait, I know where I need to go. I'm dumb. Hang on. Did I get you? Did you give me your, yeah, they gave me the shadow tree thing. Alright, note to self, me. I got most of the main ones, at least. Okay, shoot, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about Spirit Springs. Your boy's also very sleep deprived, because, here's some fun facts about him. I start my day really early, like, probably around 4 or 5-ish, and I try and go to the gym. If I can't go to the gym, I usually work out at home. And if I can't work out at home, well, then I just usually kick rocks, to be perfectly honest with you. But, God, I didn't mean to make myself laugh like that. But, yeah, I start usually around 4 a.m., go to the gym, or try to. And then what I'll do is I'll, start working on some stuff that I still got planned for outside of streaming. That's when I do all my business, like like my job interviews or whatever it is I'm trying to do. Because I'm still trying to learn how to make samples so that I can do hip-hop music. That's coming along very slowly though, because I'm just gonna be real with y'all. My free trial of FL Studio expired, so now I'm kind of waiting to see what else I can use that's free. I might go back to BandLab, but BandLab is a little bit difficult to use for that purpose. I might still try it though, just to make sure that I do make some progress in that front, but I've mostly got all my lyrics written out. I know how I want to present it. There's Egon. I know how I want to present it. I know how I want to do my thing. Yeah. I don't really have anything more to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. Sorry, I just thought of Forrest Gump. Let's see. Oh, man. This is just proof that I haven't really played in a long time, but I'm trying to remember. There was a... There was a thing that let me jump over Castle Ensis, but I'm trying to remember where that is. Oh wait, you know where it might be? Hang on. I do have to take that low road, because I think there's an abandoned spirit cairn kind of lower, I would say. On the lower road that I said I was the wrong way. It would also help if I equipped Margot's Shackle to the correct button. Wait, what have I done? Dumb. That's just all it is, man. Alright, let's see. Okay, wait. What? What's happened? Hey, yo. Please go to the right thing. There you go. Alright. Now let's go. This is further proof that your boy needs to sleep better. And more often. But that's okay. A little bit of tired ain't hurting nobody. A little bit of tired is good for the mind. That's totally me not coping. Just saying. It's not me coping. But anyway. Yeah, I think we're going the right way now. Because I have to go to, like, this weird poison swamp area, because it's always a poison swamp with Miyazaki. Love his games, but I do not understand the poison swamp. Never will. Not the fixation on the poison swamp. But I guess I can judge. Because my fixation's on Miyazaki's games, so it's always gonna be that. Oh god. I'm gonna die. Yep. I'm dumb, man. I'm so dumb. Oh well. Oh god. I also realized that well, while I'm respawning, I'll do this. For me, my own music's a little on the loud side, but I just wanted to make sure that y'all could still hear it while I'm doing the thing. Oh, hello. Boah, loud musics. Yeah. What's up, Sleeps? How you doing, man? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Your boy's a bit eepy and trying to Elden Ring. This game is my happy place, so I keep trying to come back to it from time to time. Doing well, just finished eating some of the chicken and saw the Robob and had to hop in. Heck yeah. Well, it's good to see you, man. I've just been sitting here yapping and I'm trying to find a spirit cairn right now to show this thing you can do with Margit Shackle. It's funny. It lets you bypass a lot of the grave. It lets you bypass Castle Ensis for a little bit. And it's kind of a interesting way to get more. Oh god, where? Am I remembering this right? Yes, I am. I think. Because I know that there's a cairn down here somewhere. Just can't remember where. I know it's somewhere down here in, like, El Poison Swamp, but I can't remember precisely which part of El Poison Swamp. Oh my goodness. What did you have to eat, by the way? Oh god. Hello, crab. Please don't hit me anymore, crab. I don't know what I've done to you, crab, to warrant such violence. What a world we live in. The crab comes after you. Sorry. I'm also partly delirious from lack of sleep. It's great. I don't really sleep very much or very often. Lemon peppered chicken, air-fried broccoli, and jasmine rice. That sounds incredible. That sounds really, really good. And, I had kind of a weird dinner, but I thought it was good. Because, one of my housemates made salmon, and they saved me a piece. And I also had a couple of pieces of pizza to go with the salmon. I love leftovers. I didn't really see a side dish for the salmon, so I just grabbed a couple of slices of pizza and just ate it with the salmon. It was quite the weird. Salmon on pizza, oh god. Oh no, it wasn't salmon on pizza, thankfully. I think that would be, it was just, a salmon fillet that they cooked up. And then on the side, I had a couple of slices of pizza. It was the only thing that I had available as soon as I got home from work, so I was like, you know what? Let's go. I think putting salmon on pizza, though, would be pretty interesting. Although I agree with you, it'd have to be like white sauce pizza. I think it'd have to be like white sauce pizza. I think you could get away with tomatoes if you did like sun-dried. That'd be good. Dang it, now I'm theory crafting about how to make a salmon pizza. Because I know that doing like a garlic Alfredo sauce might be pretty good. Going to say this is starting to actually sound good. I know, right? Alright, I need to theory craft this. It needs to have garlic Alfredo sauce. It needs to have... I think basil would be good. Like, if you did fresh basil on it. And then if you prepped the, let's see, if you prepped the salmon... Yeah, sweet basil specifically. Yeah. Let's see, sweet basil, sweet fresh basil. Oh god, where am I? I think I've completely lost the plot over here, so... Let's go back to the gravesite plane. Let's see, what else would go on there? Like I was saying, if you did sun-dried roasted tomatoes, that'd be pretty good. I think if you also did, if you did fresh mozzarella on there, I feel like you'd have to do it kind of like a, this is a air quotes fresh ring. I just started up a new character, I think a couple of streams ago, just for this. And it's just kind of however I feel like playing stream. The first time I tried playing Elden Ring, it was more of a guide, or my, like, crappy attempt at making a guide. Wherein it was like a Let's Play crossed with a guide, because I may or may not have spent an unholy amount of time with this game. And I wanted to share it. Like, share some of the stuff I knew, some of the tricks, and some of the weird stuff I was able to find. Like the Loretta glitch, for example. The Loretta glitch, I think, was funny. There was a glitch that I wanted to show, but... yeah. So we collaborate. Oh god. So I don't think you've heard my rant about that, but Night Rain has a couple of Night Rain. I don't doubt might be a good game, but I don't like battle royale mechanics. And it looks like it has battle royale mechanics to the extent of, like, you've got a ring, that's closing in on you slowly, and I hate that. I also don't really know how, like, specifically multiplayer Elden Ring will play. Just because, hey, not said at first you weren't really into it, but after the server tests you were in, I'd be willing to give it a shot, but Here's the thing. I don't know if I'd like... I don't know if I'd like it very much. Mostly because, like, another thing that I don't like is when games force me to have, like, RNG mechanics that are tied to my equipment. So in order for me to actually do well in the game, I would have to, get random loot drops on things, and I'm not a big fan of that. I like the consistency of knowing that when I go to a certain place and pick something up, I will always get that thing. The only exception to that is, and even, well, okay. The only exception I have to that rule really is Monster Hunter and how its, like, drop rate works. But I at least know that if I farm the same monster over and over again, I will eventually get the bits and pieces I need to make my own work. So it's still kind of consistent in that way. But I feel like I'd be willing to give it a try as long as I'm not the one... As long as I'm not playing it by myself. I'll put it that way. Once you get to a certain point in the progression system, you'll be able to have much more consistent runs, though the RNG will still be there. Yeah, that's the bit I don't like. If there's any element of RNG, I usually just shy away from games like that, where it's like, oh look, I really like this build, and I really enjoy playing in this way, but my run will not let me do that, because I didn't get the 5 drops I need to play that way. That being said, it does look a lot of fun, and I really want, and I don't know what it's called, because I sort of stopped following it after I realized it was going to be kind of Battle Royale-ish. But I really like the Birdman. That's such a stupid way to describe this character, but basically he's like a Birdman that does, like, Final Fantasy Dragoon dives, and I think that's dope. I really, really think it's cool, but I can't remember the name of that character, and or class, and or whatever it is. Oh god, but yeah, I'd be willing to try it out as long as I'm not playing alone. We'll put it that way. Because I at least like to give games a fair shake, even if I know I might not like them. So, yeah, if there ever comes a time when we can play and squad up, it's pretty neat. He has a stronger shield block as a passive, and yeah, his ultimate is the jump. Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, no, like, if there ever comes an opportunity to squad up with people that I know, so like you or anybody else that I know in this space who would be willing to play with me in Night Rain, I'd be down to try it. I won't, like, brush it off entirely. Because maybe it will grab me, and maybe it will make me like it. But it's not a game I feel like I would want to play with randos in a lobby. It just sounds frustrating. But also, oh yeah, that's the other thing too, is that when it comes to Souls-like games, I'm very stubborn. I really like the idea that I can conquer these games on my own using raw skill, even though I'm not skilled in the slightest. And if I have to, like, lean on teammates in order to do things I would normally be able to do myself, it just kind of makes me itch. I'm just like, yeah. And I 100% cop to the fact that it's a pride thing. And it's something I need to get over, but... yeah. I guess the other class that would be cool to try is the Witch. Oh, dang it. Hang on. We have a clown here. I don't want your cheap viewers. My viewers are beautiful. To the Shadow Realm with you. Thank you, Sleeps, for sending that clown to the Shadow Realm. I appreciate it. I still need to get that bot. That auto bans those guys. Oh Alright, let's see. Nope, I'm still not going the right way. Because this just leads to a catacomb. I'm dumb. I'm really dumb tonight. What the heck? Alright. But yeah, there was also another character I saw in the trailers who was a witch, I think? And she was like, and she has this weird ability where she just stores up magic that was previously cast. And she can, like, chain cast magic, I guess. Servatus only had 4 of the characters. Recluse, which was a mage that had the unique mixed spell ability that steals elements from damage on enemies. Duchess, which is a rogue. Guardian, the Birdman, and Wilder, who's a warrior with a grappling hook. Yeah, I saw the warrior with the grappling hook, but, I guess I would probably be playing Guardian. If he just looks like the kind of playstyle that I would love. Actually, funnily enough, and this is just something, this is some bite lore for you, I guess, but whenever I play RPGs, usually I like playing, just overcomplicated game mechanics. Yeah. But here's some bite lore for you, I guess. But when your boy plays RPGs, usually I like playing wizards and mages. And the reason why is because your boy practices HEMA in real life. Or used to, and knows, like, good historical sword fighting, so whenever I see sword fighting in, like, fantasy settings, I'm like, yeah, you look goofy. But whenever you have magic and magic users, I'm like, alright, now you're speaking my language. Because now I get to do something that I can't do in real life. So in every game I play, usually my first response is to play as, like, the spellcaster. You've done HEMA in fantasy games, you play support mages as much as possible. Okay, yeah, so you get it. you understand that game. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I like playing wizards and mages just because it's like, oh look, this is a thing I can't do in real life. So every time I have the opportunity to play a wizard or a mage of some description, oh my god, yes, you are my soul brother now, because one of my favorite weapons to use in HEMA was a poleaxe. And I'm not gonna lie, some of my favorite treatises were involving poleaxes and halberds. Oh god. I also really like using spear, because spears are the real-life weapon of easy to pick up and use, difficult to master. Especially when you consider, like, handedness and like, which part of the haft you're gripping. It's good stuff. My goodness, where am I trying to go? Half-hafting spears? Yeah. Because you can be real quick with that, too. And the cool thing is that, especially long-bladed ones, yes. Yes. Especially since you could, like, jab and be really, really quick with it, too. It's super fun. But yeah, like I said, I really liked using pole axes and, like, pole arms when I was practicing HEMA. That was my little happy place. I did like using longswords as well, but everyone and their grandmother was using longswords in HEMA, so I just kind of didn't think too much about it. Because it's like, yeah, that's the like the edgy teenager safe weapon to practice. Funnily enough, in my HEMA group, we also had, like, a side group that we called, like, medieval living. You use swords, you have a rapier. I think rapiers are really, really underrated. I think they're very, very underrated as weapons. And also very misunderstood, considering how I actually think you need a lot more strength to be able to effectively use a rapier. You also prefer shorter swords, like you have a very nice dirk. Nice. Yeah, I sold most of my weapons, but back in the day I had back strength is super important with the rapier. Yeah, exactly. I feel like people underestimate how much strength you actually need to use to effectively use a rapier. Like, whenever I see that it's a dex weapon in most games, I'm like, yes, but no. Yes, but no. You got it half right. I've always seen rapier and thrusting sword. It's a dex weapon as long as you have the core strength to hold it. Yeah. There you go. Now, oh, actually, maybe you can understand my peeve with this too, because I also like practicing archery. And in games and RPGs, whenever I see that bows are a dex weapon, I'm like, no, they're not. Absolutely not. Bows are more strength weapons. I would argue that bows are more strength weapons. Bows should be either int or whiz. I would say they would be more whiz if we had to pick a mental stat. But I think that the core attribute for bows should be strength. Especially if you're using a really good ash bow. Especially if you're using like a really good ash bow with a very high draw weight, it's like, ooh. That weeds out people very quickly when it comes to archery, because it's like, anytime I see it done in like fantasy media and all that, and they're like, oh yes, the lithe and quick character uses the bow, and it's like, no, you wouldn't be. You would be the strength person in the very back row, and you wouldn't be holding the drawback like that. It's more like you would probably be, oh god. Or a bow made of Osage orange that my dad made for me. It only had about a 90-pound draw. Dang. Okay. That sounds like a real... Ooh, okay. Sorry, I had to, like, process that for a sec. But that actually sounds like a pretty fancy and snazzy bow. It sounds cool. Maybe I need to go this way? Holy crap, why am I not remembering anything tonight about the DLC? Oh well. This is more about chill than it is about skill right now. It's very pretty, and you're afraid to draw it anymore since he passed and can't make a new one? Aww. That sucks, I'm sorry. But, yeah, like I said, I sold all of my weapons from my HEMA and archery days, and the only one I still have, and I should just get rid of it, if I'm being perfectly honest, because it kind of clutters my storage area. But I have an old Hunway Claymore that I used back in the day. And that's strictly because I love the aesthetics of the Claymore as a sword. But I also used a Grossmesser. I used 2 different kinds of poleaxe. Like I said, I love the poleaxe, and I love the halberd. But let's see, I had 2 arming swords. I had a and forgive me if I mispronounce this, but I had a Cinquendia. It was like the 5-finger knife or whatever. It looks like a pie cutter. I'm kind of stupid when I pronounce this, but it's in this game too, actually. It's like Cinquendia, oh, whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean. I call it the pie cutter knife. Because it looks like you could serve pie with it. Yeah, I had that. I also had a, and again, pronunciation isn't really my favorite thing with some of these weapons, but I also had a rondel, or rondel dagger. Yeah. And then I also had a bastard sword. And when I say bastard sword, I literally mean it was a sword that I had custom made with a bunch of like parts from different oak shot typologies, just to fit an aesthetic that I really wanted. Yeah. I called it I called it my fantasy sword because it looked like something that you would find in an RPG, but it was a lot more like pragmatic looking, so in my eyes a lot more beautiful. Bastard swords are just long swords. I hate that Games Tree hand and a half swords is a different name instead of just long sword, and I'm not calling you out with that, just a general gripe. I tend to agree, honestly. I do agree with you on that one. I call it a bastard sword less because of its length and because of the fact that I literally went through a, so there used to be a, sword maker here in where I live in the Rocky Mountains who used to make a bunch of swords for HEMA and for like local martial arts groups. And basically, I call it a bastard sword because it's literally, I took... Oh my god, this giant. I call it a bastard sword literally just because I cobbled it together from all kinds of different oak shot swords. Like in their general aesthetic. My game sound? Oh, sorry about that. Lower it down a little bit. Hang on. Only while I'm in combat. Alright. Also, it's why... Also, while we're on this subject, that's also why I'm using Milady for a sword. And why I'm using the deflecting gem. Because it makes me feel like I'm actually using the sword correctly. Eventually I'm going to get the Carrion Glint Blade sword thing that exists here in the DLC. Milady and Rellana's swords? Yes. Rellana's swords are awesome. I just wish, and this is going to be my personal thing, I wish I could just use the sorcery sword by itself. The thrusting sword that doubles as a catalyst? Yeah. That's the eventual goal. I wish I could use the sorcery sword by itself with Rellana's. I kind of wish I didn't have to be stuck with a fire sword, too. Because I don't really ever dual wield in this game, so... I think it'd be a lot cooler if I could just, like... Okay, hear me out. Your normal playthrough is a Carrion Knight? Hey, me too. Are you sure we're not the same person here? But no, yeah. One of my favorite things to do in this game is to... It's actually to get the Eclipse Great Shield. Use the Carrion's, like the Carrion Glint Blade sword that doubles as a catalyst. I'll remember the name when I pick it up, but... I like getting that. I also like getting a combination of the Cuckoo Knight, Carrion Knight, Loretta's, and Rellana's sets, and then just mixing them around for drip. It's one of my favorite things to do while I play. And eventually I will do that. Right now I'm using what I call my edgelord setup, because I don't have all of the pieces of the sorcery knights yet. So I'm using what I call my edge knight setup. Rellana has the nicest looking armors, and it's the entire reason you switch to playing female characters. Nice. Yeah. Normally I do play female characters, but I think for this one I just played as a male character because I was lazy and wanted to get started right away. Actually, I could take a quick break just to show you a couple of the builds I have. Just for fun. I deleted most of them because I was starting to get too many of them and I wasn't playing with them anymore, but I have my Dragon Kung Fu, and I also have my Screw It build. This is a playthrough I'm doing just kind of on my own time, just for fun, but Dragon Kung Fu I really was having a fun time with because, well, I started it, realized I wasn't really having that much fun with it, and then just kind of gave up. But this is the gist, is that I have Dane's Footwork, Dry Leaf Arts, left on your unmodded, all of your saves are on seamless co-op. Yeah. But this is Dragon Kung Fu. Rotten Wing Sword, Millicent, Blue Dancer, Dragon Crest. Use the Rock Heart in order to become dragon. Then I have Dragon Cult Incantations. And then the idea is to Scarlet Rot someone, poison them, and then use the other Dry Leaf Arts, while also mixing it up with Dragon Cult Incantations, because that's hilarious. I was using it in PvP a while ago, or when I was using it in PvP when I first made it, but then I just wasn't really having that much fun with it anymore. So I kind of gave up on this build. I still keep it because it looks cool, but that's about it. I also think it'd be cool to do like a Dragonborn monk in D&D that has that very same like aesthetic. Although I would have to tie it into like my most naked build possible setup that I have for D&D. And this one is more carrion in nature, but not really. You have a confession, you haven't beat all the bosses in the DLC, and it's embarrassing which one you haven't beat. I doubt it's that embarrassing. But yeah, this is my this is a build I just kind of said screw it. In Seamless we did a whole D&D playthrough. Nice. But yeah, this build uses Rellana's Carrion Knight Shield, Knight Helm, Cuckoo Knight Armor, Rellana's Gloves, Carrion Knight Gloves, just to give it that, like, Sorcerer Knight look. And I didn't really think much about the talismans. Yeah. This is my, Cuckoo. This is like Cuckoo Knight drip. That I use sometimes. Just because I like the idea of, like, yes, he's a knight, but he only protects the vital bits. You still need to keep your hands and feet nimble for spellcasting. And for that fancy footwork. Let's see. And then the one that I'm doing kind of off, the like casual playthrough that I'm doing off stream. And I don't know if you've ever played Final Fantasy Tactics or not, but I'm making something called an Orlandu build. It's kind of a dumb name, but I call it my Orlandu build because it looks kind of like, he looks kind of like Sidolphus Orlandu. with that hood and the armor. And plus, I really like getting rid of that stupid-looking shield that's on the chest piece. But this is just full Gelmir's with the Confessor hood. And I think it looks kind of sick. It's also using the Flamberge for right now because it's still in the setup stage. But eventually, I plan to pivot this build to be more of a... it's going to be more of like a sword summoner build once I actually get it rolling. But this is just my quick setup build for whenever I start a playthrough, so... it's Flamberge, it's blood. Yeah. And I also use Carry and Retaliation because it's the cheesiest parry, and I like parrying. Yeah. That's my Orlando build, even though I haven't called him Orlando yet. He's just called A. And like I was saying, in this one that I'm playing on stream, I call this my edgy knight build, or my edgy knight drip. It's the Black Knight armor with parts of the Oathseeker set. Just because I feel like those two sets flow together really, really well. And they look good. And at the end of the day, all I really want to do is look good in Elden Ring. I consider the Edge Knight set that I'm wearing right now to be sort of my, sort of like the knightly tuxedo. How the Black Knight armor is than the other set. Oh my god, I know. That's... Like, of all the other Knight sets that exist in this game, the Black Knight set has so much force. And I'm getting my face eaten off by a fly man. Yeah, I agree, man. The Black Knight set is so swag, and the other Knight sets are, without, like, proper setup, they look goofy. They look real goofy. And it almost makes me sad to say that, but they do. Like, even with my Cuckoo Knight setup, I have to confess that, like, there are parts of that set that just look so silly. You think it's because the others are designed to look good on horses. Yeah. Still a shame. I agree. Okay. Now it's time to actually... You know, I'll just go through this the normal way. I'll do the Spirit Cairn thing later. It's not that important. Because, the last time I was streaming Elden Ring, I was trying to beat Rellana with, like, guard counters. Parries. But I kept getting cocky and not wanting to go get... not wanting to get Shadow Tree Blessings. Okay. That should be good enough, I guess. Let's see how well I do this time. I'm probably gonna get my butt kicked, but I don't care. I'm having fun. And bring it on. Bring it on, Gordon. Come on. I also kind of hate how she can do that. The sunflower? It's okay, man. The Shadow Tree avatar can be very annoying. timing's off. Okay, so the one you can't beat is a stupid sunflower. You know it's easier to Mesmer. The weakness is it's just my meat. Okay, so the Shadow Tree avatar can be annoying. It can be. And that's because I think of its, like, stupid AoE explosion attack, I want to say. Come on. Don't do this, games. One parry. Ryu, it's a stupid dash. Very screwed up and it takes so much time. Oh no. Too cocky for me to go with this fight. Oh my god, please. This was my downfall the last time I fought Rellana too, is just I kept getting cocky and not just focusing on getting my timing right. You got good at parrying Rellana when someone recommended you look at her elbow. That's what I do too, but I'm also just getting cocky because I really want to deflect brawl with her too. It's such a stupid point of pride for me that I need it to do that. Okay. Hey, dang it. I'm gonna have to ask you to chill out, Rellana. Being very rude. You didn't bother to try parrying during that attempt? Fair enough. I just do it because I get cocky and I love this fight. I'm not gonna lie, maybe I'm in the minority for this, but she's my favorite fight of the DLC. I like her more than Mesmer. I like her more than Rellana. I like her more than Gallus. Any other boss that you can think of in this DLC. Yeah, no, I love her. Hands down the best fight in ER, to be honest with you. Yeah, me too. She's also the fight I'm the worst at. Like all the other fights I do kind of alright with. This one, just because I keep getting cocky and just because I'm not good at this game, even though I keep trying to be helpful to people who may not do Elden Ring very often, or at least as much as I do it. Oof. Again, that's me getting cocky. I'm crap at this fight, but I don't care. I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun fighting her. You think she's the most childlike of all the enemies in the game. She doesn't pull stupid gimmicks, no ads, fights in a pool when her weakness is lightning, gives you heal windows, and does punish with input reads. Still comes across as competent and intimidating. Chad-like, not childlike. Okay, I was about to question. I was like, but yes, Chad-like. Indeed. Oh, come on. Yeah. I want Brawl with her using the deflecting heart tier, but I'm just bad. Sup, Jason? How you doing, bud? I'm just in my happy place playing Elden Ring. What you up to? We're gonna brawl with her. I will eventually get the timing down, but... There we go. That's a big no. I thought I could get around the last one. I wish she would be dead out of me like that. That's annoying. Oh, come on. Fair enough. Alright. I need to not get cocky and actually fight correctly. I actually got all three of them. Nice. Go ahead. Keep spending. Words. Work. I mean, parry retaliation is the easiest Ash of War to parry with. Wait, that's not true. The easiest one to parry with is Golden Blade, because you can actually parry at range. Parry and retaliation is one of the easiest the Ashes of War to parry with. Right, come on. There we go. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Hmm? most of her magic damage will just go through my defense. Yep. Not do that. Good lord. It is what it is. I like parrying, man. I like parrying. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I know that I could probably summon an ult. Wait, why did I not? There we go. Okay, put them on the back foot right at the start of the fight. Oh, gee, you jerk. There we go. Okay, so that last hit in the combo, I probably can't. Even if I can, I'm just timing it poorly. Okay, let's see. 2, 4, 5. Okay. Fair enough. Ask you to put dead angle on me. Counter on the ask you to oh my god. Sorry, I had to yawn very big there. Yeah, hopefully I will get good at I will get competent at parrying doing this. What's up? Pushing those parry slow on the delayed attack, then late on the last attempt. Yeah. Let's see. She also seems to have an attack that goes around me when I'm deflecting. I'm also trying to deflect, not vicious parry. Yeah, that attack right there seems to always go wrong whenever I try to just edge walk at the Moon Princess. I have to assert dominance, man. Even though she's clearly dominant over me. You'll let her dominate you. There we go. Yeah, I know. She's anything like her sister. That might not be a twin. Good lord. Yeah. Stop. Get another stab in. Thank you. Oh, dang. Please. I should just focus on parries instead of deflecting in Phase 2. Oh, I agree. The thing that I love about her is that me losing here is just purely because I'm nice. I don't feel like it's BS. It's just me playing. There we go. Yeah, deflect. Deflect. Deflecting too is that you have to be very patient. Because she's going to do these very long combo strings that are you're not paying attention. Yeah. I agree. It's also why I feel very accomplished being part of the free Patreon. I have to actually focus on. I feel like I'm gonna lose here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose here. Gonna have to ask you to. That's why you like her mess with me. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, Sleeps, which one is your least favorite boss in the game? I have my answer, but I want to know what yours is. And while you're typing it out, I might as well say Valley and Gargoyles. I get it. I'm not a big fan of them either, but they're not my least favorite. Hey. Okay. No, my least favorite boss in the game actually is Godefroy. And it's not because he's hard. You dislike them specifically because you feel like they're programmed poorly. That's because they are. Or at least I agree with you. But my least favorite boss is Godefroy. And it's not because he's programmed poorly or because of any particular, like, gameplay-related reason. I just hate that they reused Godric in that way. Because Godric felt kind of special when it came to being a demigod, you know? And then they just sort of reused him in that way, and I'm like, y'all are lazy. Couldn't have thought of a new one better to stick in an Everjam? You had to go to Full in there. You had to stick Godric in there with a slightly different name. His own second phase. I don't think he makes sense at all, to be perfectly honest with you. From the lore standpoint or from any other standpoint that, like, comes from gameplay, purely on, like, a personal standpoint, Godric just felt so awesome and unique, and he felt like his own thing, you know? But then you stick him in a room full of, but then you stick him in a Everjam with a slightly altered moveset, and it's like, How to make a boss feel like it's lost its teeth and it isn't special. It's how I feel. I also turned off the Wi-Fi for a moment just because I wanted to listen to it. Because I like how hard the game goes. There we go. We'll eventually get this. obligatory Brutus for casuals in the game. I don't know. At least I'm not using a katana. Now, if I was using a katana, that would be ultimate skill. You think it's funny when people complain that others use any tool in the game? Like, if people use summons, spells, whatever, guess what? They're in the game to be used. I agree. Don't hate the play, hate the game. just like how okay, this might be a this might be a bit of a hot take, but whenever I engage in PvP in a Souls game, anything I can use in order to secure a win, I'm gonna do. Because I'm the invader. I'm there to kill you. Therefore, I don't feel like I need to adhere to any code of honor when it comes to Souls PvP. You know what I mean? Anything goes with a Coliseum, you see why honor is a thing. Yeah. In like a Coliseum setting, I guess. Yeah. So she's gonna do flame dance. Get parried. This was doing close range. Dang it. Yeah, I need to try and focus on parrying. She said, puny man hiding behind his sword. Let's see how long you can withstand this onslaught. Then broke your guard. Yeah. I need to focus more on parrying in phase 2 because her attacks go straight through most defenses at that point. Let's see, there's one. You mentioned watching her Elden. I'm gonna try that in phase 2. And just in general when I try to parry her. Let's see. There we go. Get stabbed. Oh, well struck. I shouldn't try to deflect that. I just think it's fun. I don't think so. Okay. Step Woody's wrestler if you beat her while you're on. Good job, otherwise we'll see you when you get back. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna need to ask you this. Goodness, so much good blade sorcery happening right now. Okay. It didn't work. Combo move, okay. Goodness. God. What is this that? Oh my god. That 5 Shadow Tree blessings and I can't beat her. What is this? What is my life? Okay. It's all good. Do I have a different weapon I can use? Could use the War Spear, but she's not to fire. No victory. Not yet. It's her phase 2 that gets me over. I say as I'm taking a lot of damage. I just gotta focus. Focus in. Focused. That thing is that I could use I just don't. I reserved that guy for whenever I want to deal with the boss. victory this time, but that's alright. My antenna's pointing at the screen. Hang on. I love it when I do this. It's when I glitch out and fly off screen for a bit. I got this. I got it. I'm gonna have to ship you in tapes. Dance for me. I think my thing is in phase 2 is I'm also panic rolling when I'm trying to get away. I need to quit doing that. It's not serving me very well. It's not very constant. You know what I mean? Let's see. I say it like I'm playing chess. Streaming chess horrible at chess, oh my god. I'm terrible at most things. Yeah. Especially chess. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's true. It's not good if I get it. I keep thinking that while she was I can get the wake up parry, but I can't. I keep timing it poorly. Ugh. Pain. Pain. Hey. Oh well. I'll give it another good few college tries, and then I'm probably going to call it for the night because I gotta wake up in 2 hours. Let's see. I have to ask you to lay off the blades for a little bit. There. That sword carrying me. Wake up here. Didn't end up getting what I needed. Yep. May not survive this. Streamer luck right there. Down to nearly dead. Christ almighty. Yes, Miyazaki, I see you. I see you, Miyazaki. You are humbling me right now. Oh my god. That was such a shameful way to die. Good lord. Yes, Miyazaki, I see you. Thank you for humbling me once again. See, the thing is that I never greed in a Souls game anymore. Oh, I missed my chance for the post. I always play very cautiously, except when I'm drunk. Please take this. My goodness. What are you doing, boy? Yeah. I think this is GG. That didn't take me like 110 attempts. There we go. GG. I did what I wanted to do. My God. That didn't take me like 1,010,000 attempts. Oh, God, I love her fight, though. So I ain't even mad that she just kicked my teeth in for the last, like, maybe hour and a half? I don't know. It's more like 45 minutes, I think. I don't know. I wasn't keeping score. But I'm gonna do a few more things and then I'll probably call. I'm happy with that, though. I feel like I've redeemed myself. Also, Sleeps, just so that you have a little bit of context for why I was doing it this particular way. When I was doing my guide through and my blind through for Shadow of the Erdtree, like those streams, I used a spirit summon, and I kind of cheesed her to death, which made me feel like crap. So this time I wanted to fight her straight up on my own with only deflects and parries. Because I love deflecting and I love parrying, so yeah. This dude. This dude. Look at this guy. Quillian. Look at him. Look at this bowl cut dude. Yeah, I'm still kind of riding the high of feeling like I've redeemed myself. Because I felt like I did Rellana dirty by not fighting her correctly the first time. Or what is in my head correctly. Some other bosses, I don't care. Like Moog. With Moog, I don't care. But for bosses like... But for bosses like her, I do care. I care immensely.
In the embrace of Messmer's flames.
Okay. Now you're gonna need to die for me. Hey. Dorcas. You're not good, you're put that.
By grace. Flame of Messmer.
I don't want to kneel before the flame of Messmer. You're just a clown. Mr. Bowl Cut. Alright, so I'll be reading at 11:30 today. I inevitably stream again. Especially now that I've found that 1D4chan kind of survives, is I've always wanted to read the story for Bad Bites of Old Man Henderson. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to that. I also just wanted to get one out, another one out on Sunday, just to close my week. And eventually I'll get back to the point where I'm probably streaming every night, but...
In the embrace of Messmer's flame.
I'm mostly just doing whatever I can. There we go. Spawn, buddy. Stabbed in the face.
My words.
I certainly enjoy stabbing you in the
Thou
face.
shalt not evade the flame.
I just wanted to get one more bleed proc on him for being, just to be petty. Sorry. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, I need to remember how to get... I need to remember how to get to the... I want to... I can't. I need to remember how to get to the spot where the carrion piercer is, or I think that's what it's called. Hold on. I must consult the databanks real quick. Not carrion piercer, but it is the... It is the thrusting sword. I said it is the thrusting sword. Carrion sorcery sword. That one. Thank you. Alright. Dropping down into Castle Ensis from the cliff just west of the waterfall. To the west of the High Road Cross. Aha. Okay, so I am in the correct one. I'm not right now, but... Alright. Now I just need to locate a waterfall, and then I need to get the... Get myself to the correct place to make this happen. Where's the waterfall? Okay. Beautiful. I think over there, actually. And then I'll drop down. And the carrion sorcery sword should be in this chest, I think. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, I'm going to call it here, because I got to go to bed. So I can get up, go to the gym, do my thing, and then stream again at 11:30. So, yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Sleeps. I just wanted to make sure I got the carrion sorcery sword, and then the next time I jump on this character, I'm gonna have adjusted just so that I could use carrion sorcery stuff. So yeah. But thank you all for watching. If you all enjoy what I do, please check out my Twitter, or X, or whatever it's called. And I have a YouTube where I post all my VODs. So thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you all in like another 10-ish hours. So, see y'all later. Peace out, y'all.